Hi, we're Dawn and Linda Hamilton with Impact with Dawn and Linda and Line in the Sand workshops. And we are so glad you came today. And we're looking forward to talking about 7 reasons why we're unhappy. And, you know, whether
I got the list right here, so.
Yeah, we've got a list and we'll go over that. Curious, how many are conscious or unconscious that you're driven to grow? Whether you realize it or not, you're driven to grow, and your mind needs to grow. We see that we want to live in the future. We have a future that we think about. There's ideas and things you want to do, places you want to go. This is all part of what's driven to grow. And when you get a real burning desire, don't you want to figure out how to get there?
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
I always want to try to get there. We imagine our future, and there's no there's a risk. There's some kind of a risk that you're going to have to take to get there. Whatever risk that is.
Yeah.
We carry around a huge personal baggage from our past that kind of keeps us from getting there.
It kind of keeps us stuck a little bit.
Keeps us stuck.
Yeah.
So with this huge amount of personal baggage, we can use it for good. We can get our belief system in the right place.
Yeah.
We can start realizing what our limiting beliefs are. And you and I had to do that.
Yeah.
We have limiting beliefs separate. We bring baggage from each one of our backgrounds, and we have to work on that together and separately. So it's a real fun deal.
And oh, by the way, everyone has baggage. So if you think you don't have baggage, you've got baggage about not having baggage, okay?
Yeah, you've got baggage.
Yeah.
You've got to deal with it.
Yeah.
And in order to go forward and do what you want to do and really, build the future you want, you do have to work through it and use it for good. So if you overcome the issues and you understand why you're doing this, we've got a list of character traits and issues that, may or may not be you, but if you recognize yourself in some of these, then we've got some work to do.
Yep.
So here we go.
Here's the hot list, the seven traits here. So first one is, if you're strongly connected to a group of people who are not finding success in life or work. So in other words, if you're connected to a group of people who are not successful and never finding success in anything they do, you may have to rethink about whether they're the right people to influence you.
Yes. So choose your friends wisely.
Choose your friends wisely, yeah. If you've been focused on simply getting by, in other words, if you've been focused on just trying to make it to the next day. I mean, we all have tough times in life. We all have times when we are just barely getting by. But if you continue to languish in that situation, it does you no good and doesn't allow you to move forward into the future. As Linda mentioned, if you were brought up in a religious tradition or other circumstance that there were strong feelings of guilt or shame, but never focused on positive qualities like love, intimacy, vulnerability. Vulnerability is a positive quality, by the way, and learning. So, that's something you have to work through. Number 4, all of your past relationships have caused tremendous pain, ended badly. So leading you to believe that that's just how all relationships are.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all been there, and it's like, oh gosh, can we ever get past this?
Yeah. Am I ever going to find anybody I'm happy with?
Yeah. If you've plateaued in your goals, you've reached a level and you're having trouble getting past that plateau, and you just kind of look around and say, everyone can do it except me. It's like, that's a limiting belief for sure, because they were there as well. There are times everyone reaches a plateau.
Everybody goes through this.
Yeah.
And it causes envy, which is not a good thing.
Yeah.
You don't want to envy somebody else's success, because you can do it too, and you
Yeah.
can even do it better. But you can do it the way you want it.
It won't be their success, it'll be your success. It won't
Yeah.
be the same, it'll be different.
Yeah.
I think that's a big point. I never even thought of. We can sometimes go down that road where I think we want our success to look exactly like somebody else.
Yeah.
And it's never gonna look exactly like somebody else.
Mhm.
You bring a whole different mindset, a whole different skill set, a whole different environment and upbringing to that. So
Yeah.
it's never gonna look the same, no matter how hard you try. So don't try. Make
Yeah.
it your own success.
That's
Make
right.
it your own way.
Yeah.
Okay, number 6 says you think that you're no, I already did that. Try harder, so you try, expect things to turn around, just try harder and you'll,
Yeah, if I
Yeah.
work harder, I'll get it. If I just
You know,
work harder.
hard work is important. I'm not saying it's not, it is important. You don't typically get by just with easy work. You do have to work hard, but it's not just hard work alone. You have to work smarter. And, you hear that term all the time. What does that mean? It means looking at and understanding some of these things I'm talking about to understand that, you've got to be able to move beyond these things and set them aside and go and find ways and learn ways
Yeah, and resources.
and resources.
I'm not real technical, so I hire that done. Or Dawn does some of the technical work. But, if you don't have some of the skills, then hire it done. Use your strengths.
Yeah, and those skills, especially nowadays, they're all, they're just a computer keyboard away.
Yeah,
Uh,
and let us know if you need any resources, because we've got some, and you can just
mhm.
ask us in the comments.
So the 7th and final one is you associate change with bad things happen. Bad things will happen.
Mhm.
In other words, if I go through change, bad things will happen. You
Yeah.
know what? Maybe good things will happen.
Yeah.
Maybe good things will happen.
Yeah, and you've got resources. If you've got resources, then, some of the things that you have questions about will be answered and taken care
Yeah.
of by the people who know what to do.
So sometimes you think that change is scary and, it's something to be avoided. And you may not be happy with the way things have been, but they could likely be much worse. You may think that, I guarantee you that if you don't try and don't pursue moving forward and learning how to overcome some of these obstacles, you're going to limit yourself to the potential wonderful possibility you have,
Yeah.
because you all have unlimited possibilities and you just have to get past it. What these dilemmas all have in common is that they use the past as a basis for constructing the future. Again, I'm not saying don't learn from the past. What I'm saying is don't base your future on your past. Create a new future for you.
Yeah, let it work towards you,
Yeah.
towards everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are some of the things that are really important to you? And, go through these 7 issues that, you might recognize in yourself, and put some comments down below, any questions that you have. We'll get them answered for you. It all works together for good, and if you recognize failure and difficulty, don't just blow it off. Keep it, there's necessary opportunities for growth, and you're not going to avoid it. And you can stay and be the victim and say, well, this always happens to me, and why can't I ever have this and that, the other thing, like you're a victim. If you stay the victim, and why not, and why me, poor me, you will never, ever break through. So let someone help you.
Mm-hmm.
There's resources, we can help you. There's no reason to stay
Yeah.
stuck.
Yeah.
So, and growing is not a feeling of being comfortable. It's about being uncomfortable and going through pain, working through the pain, working through some of the past. And quite frankly, by the time I got through some of my work, there were some people that I really, I learned were very good people in my life, They were very important in my life, but they did a lot of damage. And I learned that it was not, you don't hate that person, but you say, okay, well, that person only knew a certain way, and I'm going to learn a better way. So I can take what was good from what they taught me, and then I can take and just leave behind what they didn't, the things that they didn't teach me, that they either didn't teach me or taught me to do that were destructive. So we all have that, and our kids are even going to take, if you have kids, be very conscious of what you're teaching them. There's things we don't know. There's things that we'll learn. And we didn't know better. There were a lot of things we taught our kids that we didn't know better. But we do now. And everybody's like that. So as we go forward and we grow and we learn more truth and work on ourselves, boy, what a freedom.
Yeah.
It is a freedom. So breaking through, discover new territory, overcome your fear, deal with things you've learned, and remember to subscribe so that we can do more of these videos for you and find more people to help. Ring the bell and like us so that we can help a lot more people. We thank you for coming. We thank you for being supportive for us. We're here to support you too. So with that, leave your comments, anything that you need help overcoming, working through, we're all here for you.
Great to see you guys. Hope to see you again soon.
Thank you.
Take care.
See ya.